What's up, brewheads? Welcome to another Brewthirty, where I drink a beer and pair it with a toy. On this special 4th of July edition of Brewthirty, we're going to be trying Stone Enjoy by 070424. This is the 2024 edition of Stone's 4th of July IPA, and as always, it is a tangerine and pineapple IPA. It is a hazy IPA, a double IPA, and it comes in this patriotic can like it has for the last few years. As you guys all know, I love Stone Brewing Company, and I absolutely love their Enjoy By series of beers. I think they're some of the best beers that they brew, and I always look forward to getting the 4th of July edition of Stone's Enjoy By series. But before we get started, let's talk about the toy that we're pairing it with on this awesome 2024 4th of July, and that is our vintage G.I. Joe astronaut set. This is actually the talking astronaut from the late 60s, early 70s, and this is the Spacewalk Mystery set from 1969. This is an iconic set. It is inspired by the Mercury space program, which ran from 1958 to 1963. And it's one of the most iconic space capsules NASA ever made. Fun fact, prior to the Mercury space program and NASA venturing off into outer space, they struggled to keep up with the Soviet Union. You've all heard of Operation Paperclip, in which the United States, at the time I believe it was the OSS, which would later become the CIA, secretly snuck in a bunch of Nazi scientists to help with the United States defense industry. And the United States space program was founded by a dyed-in-the-wool Nazi, Werner von Braun. Regardless of what Wikipedia or anybody else says, he had a dueling scar, which a lot of Nazi officers had. He ran a rocket factory where they would... And that's something a lot of people don't tell you. It's controversial. People don't like to talk about it. But the truth is, we've got a lot of scumbags who worked in our government over the last 60 to 70 years. That doesn't make it wrong or right. It's just a fact. So when people want to give all the credit in the world to NASA for all the amazing things they've done, they also need to acknowledge their dark past. But that's okay. We're not here to cast stones at NASA, even though they doctor images of Mars and may or may not have landed on the moon. Who knows, right? We trust our government 100% because they're the most honest people out there. Anyways, that has nothing to do with this amazing toy. The toy itself, released in 1969, the space capsule, features an awesome spacewalk. This cool astronaut right here comes in this awesome foil spacesuit. He did not come with gloves at the time, which was odd because you would think your astronauts would have gloves. The original space set for G.I. Joe did come with gloves, but the later issue ones did not. The whole idea of this space set was that Joe's tether breaks on a space capsule and he is sent flying through space. Will he get back into his space capsule in time before his oxygen runs out? It's one of the most iconic and cool sets. And right here is the G.I. Joe talking astronaut, which came out in the late 60s. This is mine. He still talks great. Awesome iconic sets, one of the most collectible G.I. Joe sets, and one of the best sets ever made. And it's going to pair great with this Stone Enjoy by IPA. Let's go ahead and tap this baby up. I hated to start off this Brewthirty with some dark humor. But like I always say, if you don't like my channel, you can always unfollow it. Like I always say, on the other hand, too, there's no right way or wrong way to pour beer. You pour your beer the way you want. I'll pour the beer the way I want, and we'll still be friends. Guys, this is a 9% alcohol by volume. Like I said, it's a hazy IPA. It comes in a nice light amber color. I've always thought that the Stone beers that claim to be hazy IPAs don't really drink like that. So let's take a drink. Absolutely delicious. The tangerine comes in right off the bat on the front end, and on the back end you definitely get a pineapple taste. It's very subtle. It definitely drinks like a hazy IPA, which tend to be more juice forward. A little bit bitter. The hops are really nice in this. The fruitiness pairs really well with the hoppiness of this, and I think this is a fantastic beer. I always like to get the Stone Enjoy By 4th of July beer. I get a sixer of it usually and try to drink it the last week before the holiday. And coincidentally, this is the Wednesday night. I guess you call it 4th of July Eve. And if you, what's the joke? If you leave a rifle and a pack of cigarettes out, Kid Rock will leave you fireworks. There's a hilarious meme going around. I don't remember what it is, but you know, it's a good white trash meme. I think those are hilarious. But this is a great beer, guys. Very approachable, very drinkable. Absolutely worth getting every year. All the Enjoy By beers are amazing, and this space set is absolutely amazing too. I'm lucky to have this. The G.I. Joe Space Capsule was one of the first G.I. Joe toys that I got when I was a kid. I got it at a garage sale. I had the spacesuit and a few other things. It wasn't complete. I ended up having to sell it on eBay at some point in time. But I got this one and restored it recently for my YouTube channel, and it turned out amazing, and I love this stuff. The Mercury space program is an amazing space program. It thrust us into the space race with the Soviet Union, and all jokes aside, the space program did produce some amazing technology that we still enjoy today. So you gotta look at the history of everything, guys. Sometimes things are facts. What's the old adage? Facts don't care about feelings. And sometimes you gotta fight monsters with monsters. And sadly, that's what the United States is really good at. That's why I love it. That's why I'm lucky to live here. We're lucky to be in the country that we're in, regardless of all the crazy shit that's going on. You know, I'm just fortunate to be an American. I'm fortunate to live in a time where I can still, you know, own a gun. I can still, you know, practice free speech in some context. I can do it in the privacy of my own home or on my yard, while all these druggies, you know, sell drugs on the street here, while my kid watches all these pieces of shit ride by on their bikes with no repercussions. That's just that's the price you pay in a free country. And over the last 4 years, you know, a lot of our freedoms have been eroded away. Over the last 20 years, they've been eroded away. And you should never stop caring about your freedom, regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on. You know, we all should try to fight for the freedom that we enjoy, not just the freedom you think you should enjoy, the freedom for everybody to express themselves and do whatever they want. So that's very important, and never lose sight of that as an American. And don't lose sight of all this amazing beer that's out there. Guys, I hope you enjoy this 4th of July. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you have this awesome space set or if you've tried this amazing beer. And guys, don't blow your fucking finger off, and cheers.